Okay, so as I mentioned in my last video, I did want to record this whole first boot process via a capture card, but I've read on the welcome flyer documenty thing that comes with the PineBook Pro that it says we suggest that you do not plug in any external USB peripherals, USB docks, whatever on the first boot. So that means I am capturing it from the screen, which looks absolutely beautiful, I have to say. I do have the US ANSI layout, which is actually my favorite. Oh, my hands are really in the way of the screen now. I do apologize. Bear with me. This is a little awkward, to say the least. Additional groups. No, I'm going to accept the default groups. Thank you very much. What's my full name? It is Mr. Ridian, of course. That is enough for you, my friend. And I'm just going with a default, incredibly secure password for the time being. And the same amazingly secure root password. Very good. What have we got here? A time zone. Oh, this is quite a long list, isn't it? So Europe. We're getting closer. We're there. Europe, London. That's where I am. I'm in London, apparently. Close enough anyway. Choose your locale. So what does this start with? ENGB, I'm guessing. There we go. ENGB to UTF-8. Desired username for this system. That is going to currently be PineBook. I will think of something wonderful later. It all looks good to me. Beautiful. Just looking at the screen recording this, and the clarity is off the scale. I'm using a Logitech StreamCam, which is pretty poor quality, to be honest. But for the purposes of this video, it is going to do. Once first boot has completed, I will of course switch over to the PineBook Pro dock. I forget its name every time because it's got a weird name. PineBook Pro docking deck. The docking deck. I'll switch over to the docking deck, and then I will record with a proper capture card before having a bit of a mooch around the system. Although it is just a stock Manjaro install, I should imagine, with a few like firmware tweaks and whatnot for the PineBook Pro. And with there, we're up and running. I can see this annoying flicker on the screen, which is getting really on my tits, but there's not much I can do about that for the time being. Let's just log in. I forgot my secure password. I believe this is it. Let's give it a go. If I've messed this up, this is going to be an embarrassing video, isn't it? Oh, hang on. I have to click. Do I? I can't even get past the first stage. This is like... Oh, yeah, you do have to click. It's like the level 1 boss. It's loading. It is... It is not Thursday. And that is definitely not time either. Enjoy the simplicity. First boot. The suspense. Yes, I think we're there. You can't see it, but because the screen quality is that good on the camera, but we're there. Let's open up a menu to prove it. Wow, I don't think you can read any text on here whatsoever. That is atrocious. Let me just hunt for the screen brightness, see if there's anything I can do about that. Oh, yes I can, because it was nowhere near set to max. There we go. We have proof that we are up and running. Thank you for that autofocus messing around you've just done. We are up and running on the PineBook Pro with Manjaro ARM, and I'm now going to switch over to the proper capture device and the docking deck. Got it right, the docking deck and the docking deck. Bye bye. I want to open the Dolphin file manager and just see how quickly it runs, really. The the refresh rate of the screen, the way the graphics are drawn is very smooth. I don't know if you can see this, but it looks like 60 FPS goodness. Well, you should be able to see it. I am recording in 60 FPS for you, so you can get a good feel what like how responsive, how fluid the interface is, and yeah, no problem so far. Let's open up something a bit heavier. The old Firefox is having a think about this. Here we go. I've been welcomed to the Firefox. I tried to connect to my Wi-Fi network earlier, and I do not know if it was yes, okay, it's loading an external website, so that has been successful, which is helpful, because now what I want to do is load up the bloated beast that is YouTube. The beast of bloat and personal data stealage. Having a bit of a think here. Okay, why have we gone straight to the dark theme? I think you must be picking it up from the operating system. It's there. It's almost loaded. There's a couple of videos down here. Do you want to load? No? Okay, maybe they're not supposed to. Okay, maybe not supposed to. This is good. I think this is performing a bit better than I expected. I mean, I'd set my expectations around Raspberry Pi 4 level, and yeah, it scrolls pretty well. Let's try the thing that I'm not expecting to be stunned by, and that is the playback of videos. I've got to pick a video to play, something that can demonstrate its... Here we go. Let's pick an IBEX, demonstrate its qualities. This is not going to be a 1080, is it? Come on, you. Yeah, I'm clicking there. Here we go. 720. Oh, it is in 1080. Good. I thought it was a nasty little clip from back in the day. Okay. That's looking reasonable. Let's try and kill it by making it full screen. Oh, is it playing? It's yes. What's that like then? It's not bad, I tell you. It's pretty much there, to be honest. Where's the stats for people like myself? And probably you who are watching. Let's be honest. Let's not beat around the bush here. Right. It seems to be playing at 25 frames per second. I would have I probably should have gone for a video that had 60 frames per second. So I've messed that up, but it does handle admirably 1080p at 25 frames per second. At least we know that now. Okay, well, now I need to find a 60 frame per second video. That might be easier said than done. Actually, it's probably pretty easily done. Let's just type in 60 FPS up here. I'm sure some random marvel of YouTube will pop up. Costa Rica in 4K. Well, we don't need the 4K, but we'll go for the 60 FPS anyway. I don't know if you're getting any sound. That's a good point. Are you getting any sound coming through from these videos? We've got... I mean, this is another thing to test, isn't it? We've got all of these things. Blah, 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 blah. Analog output. Ah, right. Okay, I see what's going on. In the PineDock Pro, or the PineDocker Docking Station 5000, or whatever it's called, it's got its own audio out headphone jack thing, so it is going through there at the moment. What happens if we select this? Now it's coming out of the built-in speakers. I don't know if there is a way to route it to HDMI at this point in time. That is an interesting thing to look into at some point in the future. I'm just going to leave it coming out of those speakers for now. Yeah, that's interesting, that is. I have a feeling that there is no way to route it, but we'll see. Anyway, 60 FPS, 1080 Ps. What does it look like? I mean, I'm not using the capture software that would give you a false impression of what you're actually going to get. This is proper capture hardware, so you should be able to see exactly what's coming out of the machine. I'm not dropping any frames on my computer, my desktop computer. I tell a lie, I've just dropped 2 frames. There was a lot of dropping going on then, but it's not my desktop computer. It does appear to be the PineBook Pro. But I am impressed. I didn't know. I mean, the Raspberry Pi isn't this good. I'm pretty sure it's not this good. So yeah, we're definitely at 60. I've got to check. I mean, it looks smooth. 720p, you git. You cheeky git. I knew it was too good to be true. Okay, let's see. This is the real test. Apologies. Ooh, what's going on here? This is. I think this is a bit more what I expected to see. Yeah, this is it. This is what I was expecting. So yeah. I tell you what, the screen is surprisingly good. This is the first time I've actually properly looked at the screen, and it's just nice, very vibrant, nice amount of detail thanks to the 1080p and a 14-inch package. Nice, what is it? PPI, pixels per inch. Yeah, and it's matte, and it just sort of looks nice, pops. How many times can I say the word nice in one sentence, eh? Anyway, that's enough of that. I think that gives you a pretty good idea of what you can't do. One thing that might be... What is that? One thing that might be tainting this, not tinting it, is the fact that there are a metric ton of updates that I have not made so far. And I'm hoping that one of them might fix the trackpad. Yeah, look at all these. No, not you. These. Look at all these. So what I will do at some point is perform all of these updates and see if it has any performance gains. The trackpad, as I mentioned earlier, has been known to be not the best, and that's putting it rather kindly. I don't know if there is a fix. I don't know if I'm running with the fix or if this is without the fix. Even if it is with the fix, I can't even speak. If it's with the fix, then I think it could do with a bit more fixing. It's a bit, how to describe it? It's like you stop moving. So I'm moving my finger and stopping, and then it moves. It keeps moving on. It's like the cursor has inertia. That's what's going on. So it makes it a bit weird for... Oh, and there's a delay. Sometimes if you try to move your finger like very slowly, it's a bit... There's definitely lag there. So yeah, if you can imagine... I don't know if you've ever like used a computer remotely, some remote GUI type thing, and no, that doesn't count because they're pretty good because they don't draw the cursor remotely. Ignore that, that's nonsense. But you just got to... You can imagine what it's like from my description, surely. I can't provide a better way of explaining it, unfortunately. But yeah, I will update and see if that makes things better or not. So, browser tested. The bloated beast of YouTube has been tested. We know it can't do 60 FPS 1080p video. You're probably not buying it for that purpose. Well, I say it can't. That's within YouTube. I have a feeling if you were to download a YouTube video and play it with, I don't know what, VLC or something, or MPV, whatever you want, probably I'm almost certain it can do it. Okay, so I have just updated to the latest. Have I? News. We've got news. We shouldn't have any updates. What are you saying? Your system is up to date. Yeah, so I've updated to the latest and greatest, and the trackpad already feels wildly different. It's like a different beast. It seems to be more sensitive to everything. It's I don't think I'm noticing any weirdness. Maybe a bit. Yeah, I think it's still got a bit of a glidey sort of feel to it, but it feels so much better. It's quite clearly been tweaked, which is good. I think I could live with this. Oh, hang on. Let's just go back into clicking on something. It's still not the best trackpad, but it's reasonable. I think it performs reasonably well. Anyway, just testing this scrolling now with the updated trackpad drivers. I think it feels a bit better. Maybe that's just a placebo, I don't know. But it's certainly, there's no inertia, but certainly seems okay. Certainly seems okay. Yeah, so that's good. I will just have a quick check of the webcam to see if there's been any improvements there. I wonder if it's still on video 3, not free, video 3. I always have a hard time pronouncing 3 and free. They're too close together, aren't they? Video 3. There we go. Oh, it's on something else. It's some rock chip malarkey. Who knows what it is? Who knows what that's pointing at? Here we go. It's moved to USB 4 this time, and we've still got only the option of 10 frames per second. So I guess there haven't been that many updates. Let's just try and kill it straight away with a mighty resolution. And it appears to be exactly the same as before, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe it's my imagination, but maybe a little less contrast. That could very well be my imagination. Let's just step it down to the, I think this is the biggest res that it can handle at 20 FPS. 640 by 480. Yeah, it's hitting that magical 20. Yeah, actually, I don't know why. It looks a bit better now. Like, contrast seems to be a bit toned down. So maybe there have been some tweaks. But for whatever reason, I haven't looked into it yet. It is unable to hit anything past 20. And I have a feeling that it's a 1080p camera in here. But it's locked away somewhere. It's hidden. You're not going to get that beautiful 1080p goodness coming out of it just yet. But perhaps, who knows, maybe in a future update. Anyway, if there are any, I will keep up to date with the information, and if there are any further updates to the webcam or maybe the trackpad or any other pieces of hardware, then I will probably do another video and review them for you. Let me just check one more thing. Let me just check the output. Do I have the option? No, so still only got the option of outputting via the headphone socket on the PineBook Pro dock, Pine dock, docking dock, something, can't remember his name. But yeah, it would have been nice to be able to send audio over HDMI. I don't know if that's not an option or if it's sort of hidden. Maybe you have to fire up like Alsa Mixer or whatever they're using. Is it using Pipewire or something? I don't know. Many things to explore as of yet. Anyway, I hope that this has been useful, educational maybe. No, it won't have been educational, but maybe it's been useful for you. So if you've enjoyed the video, it's all good. I'm happy, and see you again some other time in the future.